Do you feel out of place? Do you feel like you're so different from most people in this world? Do you feel something is kind of like inhibiting you from enjoying social interactions or parties, and you just want to stay in the comfort zone of your cocoon and just binge watch some Netflix shows, or just wander into that imaginative world of yours inside your head? Do you feel like you're somehow broken? So this is an introduction I've written for a podcast I'm trying to start. Well, basically it's this podcast. I have literally no idea how this works. I don't really know what people want to listen to, and I haven't listened to a lot of podcasts in the past. But I feel like this introduction doesn't really cover what I wanted to talk about, because I feel like this introduction is more for a podcast about introverts, which is a topic I wanted to explore through this podcast series. But when I thought about it, I don't really know much about introverts, even when I myself am one. So I don't really want to pretend I'm a pro in this topic. And also, I don't really want to limit myself to talk about things related to introverts, because there are just so much more things I want to explore. But yeah, maybe we can talk about introvert stuff sometime in the future. Definitely think that it is something I really want to discuss. Mainly because I am a very lost introvert, and I really want to share my experience so that other lost introverts can know they are not alone. But yeah, I have decided I don't want to just focus on talk about introverting, and I think it is more about sharing my own thoughts as a boy being in my mid-20s. So yeah, hi. I forgot to say hi. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're not doing well, I hope that someday you will be. So what I want to discuss today is, why do you have nothing to talk about? I guess this is a question that I constantly ask myself. In fact, it is what my ex-girlfriend constantly asks me. And now it is my mother who is asking me this as well. It is like when we are at the dining table, I just couldn't think about anything to say. Just kind of that silence. And like, it is not like I don't have thoughts in my mind. I mean, a hurricane of deep thoughts is always in my mind. It's almost like a milkshake of thoughts. Like, you know, when you put different random stuff into a blender and just put it into high power, so it just kind of blends and blends everything together into some kind of a thought smoothie. I don't know. So yeah, it's quite violent, you know, what's happening in my mind, but I just can't put it into words. It is like there is this container of thoughts, and between this container of thoughts and my mouth, there is this blank container in between, and the mouth can only extract things from this in-between container, and there's just nothing. Like, my thoughts is stuck in the first container, and it can't get past that threshold. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have felt this before. Maybe for you guys it's the nerves during the first date. Maybe it is your thoughts being, too abstract and it just can't be transformed into words. So sometimes I would question if I were broken, basically, if my mind, my verbal ability is broken. I'm not sure. Like, why do my thoughts like to stay inside? It's like my thoughts are shy, or they're just kind of introverted. And I think for me, I guess I would talk about one reason of why that in-between container of mine is blank, and why I just can't, have things to talk about, even though my mind has so much of these thoughts that are just running around crazily. So I guess one reason is I think I just don't see what in my life is interesting that deserves a place to be spoken. Like, don't get me wrong, I think a lot of the thoughts are interesting. That's why I keep dwelling on them. And I think some of my experiences in life are pretty interesting as well. But at the same time, I just don't really perceive anything to be interesting to a point where I feel like I am numb. And it's like everything is just meh. Like when I was dating with my ex, she used to always ask me how was this, how was that, how was your day, and I would just answer okay lah, which is like a phrase that's always used in Hong Kong, which means nothing special, like just okay, like lukewarm water basically. And because I just see everything as lukewarm, it doesn't actually stimulate my brain enough that would push them across the threshold of being worthy to talk about. Like, it doesn't stimulate my brain enough that those thoughts can be pushed out of my mouth, or even at the back of my mouth. Because I do all these fun things all the time with my friends, like hiking, having dinners, having a drink, going to concerts, barbecue, and I do reflect a lot on these things, but somehow they are just a bit dull to me. Like, is this wrong? Like, is there something wrong with how I perceive the world? Like, why am I feeling numb? I mean, this is like a question that I always ask myself. Is this something that I have to work hard on to change it? I mean, part of me is like, yeah, I need to change it because this makes people think I am a boring person, and also it's like infectious in a way because this sort of negativity will make people want to stay away from me. So the solution to this, people say, is that I need to be more thankful about my experiences so that I like these experiences more. I like these experiences enough that I talk about them, talk about how fun these experiences are. Like, if you went to hiking, then talk about how amazing the view was, or if you went cycling along the river, then talk about how fun it was and how the breeze felt so soothing. it seems what people are telling me is that you have to fake it till you make it, even when you're not really thankful or grateful about the activity or experiences. Just try to force yourself to be thankful about it and tell others that you're thankful about it. I mean, to me, it's just not authentic at all. But maybe it's a way to think more positively, maybe. I don't know. I mean, is there a way to actually make you feel more about something? Like, is there any solution to make you become less of a rock and become some sort of a sponge so that you absorb all these experiences and interpret them as things that are nutritious and exciting and worthy of talking about? Maybe one of the reasons why I feel everything is just lukewarm is that I've felt things that are way more intense than these trivial experiences. Maybe it's my recent breakup that's making me feel numb to other things. I don't know. If you guys have any thoughts about this, I would definitely want to know. Maybe, comment on my YouTube or just save that thought, and when I kind of create this platform where we can actually chat, then you can tell me what you think about this, what you think about this problem of not having things to talk about, or maybe you yourself have this problem. I would very, very much want to know about that. So yeah, let's talk about other reasons why we can't find things to talk about next time. And thanks for listening.